Apple's iPhone 17 Pro is here, and while people are saying that it's a bit disappointing, if you look closely, there are actually some really nice features that might just get you to upgrade. So in this video, I'm gonna go through the top 10 new features in no particular order, so make sure you watch through the entire video so you don't miss them. Jumping right into number 1, we have the brand new 18 megapixel center stage selfie camera. Now, this is a genius move by Apple because, just like the leak said, they're actually using a 24 megapixel sensor, but it is square. So Apple is intentionally cropping in to give you either a vertical or landscape picture, and it actually switches based on how many people are behind you. So if you have a lot of people, it'll go to the biggest view. No more having to rotate your phone like this and trying to get everybody in there. You can hold it vertically and you get both views, which is awesome. But the even cooler thing is for video, thanks to that new square sensor, because it actually moves the sensors that are recording up and down around that square sensor. So I can't wait to test this out. Definitely subscribe below so you don't miss out. Now, moving into feature number 2, we have the brand new 48 megapixel telephoto camera. And even though Apple is calling it up to an 8x optical zoom, it really isn't. It's just that 4x optical, but they're using a pretty genius piece of software to make it look really good. It's actually using the same method of sensor cropping that it did a couple of years back when they used the 48 megapixel main and they had a 2x crop, which actually used the center 12 megapixels of the sensor. We tested it out and it gave us quality like we've never seen before. Apple is using the same thing, but on the telephoto now, jumping from 4x optical using the full sensor with pixel binning, now using the center 12 megapixels of the telephoto sensor for that 8x. And looking at the pictures on Twitter of people who have tested it, it looks so much better than before. It is a world of a difference. Now, moving on to number 3, we have something that I've been asking for the last couple of years, and that is the new anti-reflectivity display panel, or whatever Apple's using. That is huge because Samsung's had that for a couple of years since the S24 Ultra, and it was such a huge jump in terms of how the display looks, getting rid of reflections and giving you a deeper black look when you're watching content. Or for me, the biggest issue is when I'm using my iPhone on my MagSafe mount in my car, I could hardly read it with all the reflections, especially out in daylight. I cannot wait for this anti-reflective display. Plus, we also get up to 3,000 nits outdoors, so it is gonna be so much better for seeing your display outside. Now, before we move on to the next one, our sponsor WolfBox has a dash cam that might just be the first and final thing you need to buy for your car. The G900 TriPro has incredible detail during the day and night with a 3-channel 4K front, 2.5K rear, and 1080p front bumper cameras that all record at the same time, ensuring there are no blind spots in case of an accident. Now, because my truck's front is so large, it's very hard to see what's directly in front of my bumper, and the front camera shows exactly what I can't see. And the cameras support HDR recording in harsh sunlight or even in really low light situations to capture important details like license plates, thanks to powerful sensors and PureCell Plus technology. And with the WolfBox app, you can quickly download your videos straight to your phone with 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi compared to other dash cams that use 2.4 gigs that download at only 2 megabytes per second, whereas the WolfBox downloads at 8 megabytes per second. This thing is seriously awesome, and you can check it out by using the links in the description and pinned comment below. Now, moving on to number 4, we have the battery life, which is absolutely insane on the iPhone 17 Pro models. First of all, the smaller size of the Pro, this now gets 33 hours of rated video playback battery life, which is actually the same as the previous iPhone 16 Pro Max. This thing was already beating so many other mainstream phones out there like the S25 Ultra while having a physically smaller battery than basically all of them, only 4,685 milliamp hours. But now the new 17 Pro Max has a bigger battery than the S25 Ultra, so this should destroy the S25 Ultra even more. Now, for number 5, we have the vapor chamber chamber cooling system, which is the first ever in an iPhone. And this is giving Apple 40% better sustained performance, which is huge because the 16 Pro Max was already beating the Galaxy S25 Ultra in terms of average FPS in gaming tests. So with this being the first iPhone ever and with the vapor chamber, this is going to destroy the S25 Ultra and so many other phones. Not only that, but this should help reduce overheating from other things like using the 5G modem, which sometimes makes the phone really hot and then makes your screen dim down. That should help as well. For number 6, we have the aluminum unibody redesign, which in my opinion looks beautiful, and it's beneficial for 3 major reasons. Number 1 is the design. I mean, this looks awesome and fresh. This alone is gonna make you feel like you're using a new iPhone compared to the previous iPhones, which honestly, they all looked the same when you look at the back side. The camera bump has stayed the same for so many years. The second reason is the milled unibody aluminum design, which allowed Apple to also mill out the inside of the camera bar from the front to give them more space for components. And without doing this, they would not be able to fit in the much larger camera sensors like the new 48 megapixel telephoto, 56% larger, and also they wouldn't be able to pack in those larger batteries. And finally, the third reason is that aluminum is actually much better at thermal conductivity for heat dissipation. Did you know that aluminum is 150 times better than glass at transferring heat? More of the back is now raw aluminum, which is now open to the air instead of being locked behind a huge slab of glass. For number 7, we have the new faster 40-watt charging, giving us 50% charge in just 20 minutes. This is a huge advantage compared to the previous iPhones, which Android fans made fun of for so many years because Android phones always charged faster, but now 50% in 20 minutes. That is crazy, crazy fast. It might not be the fastest out there, but it's a huge advancement in terms of charging tech. For number 8, we now have ceramic shield glass on the back, which is much more resistant to scratches and cracks because previously, the iPhones just used basic glass on the back, so it was very easy to crack, especially since if you drop this, if you land your iPhone on the ground and a piece of rock just chips it right on the side, you can shatter your entire back. But now the edges and corners are aluminum all the way around. Only on the inside, inset, is the glass, so it's much more crack resistant. Now moving on to number 9, we have the Apple N1 chip, which is a wireless chip that is taking care of Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and also Thread built in. So now Apple is in full control of the iPhone itself, the wireless chip, and the software, so they can fully tune it and optimize it together to give you the best reliability. Like for example, when you have Wi-Fi hooked up in your house and you leave and drive away, sometimes there's that gap period where you have no Wi-Fi and it hasn't switched to cellular just yet. But with Apple being in control, they can detect that you left your house or you left from your Wi-Fi, and they can instantly switch it to cellular, so it's much more reliable. Finally, for number 10, we have the A19 Pro chip, which is insanely powerful because we just got some benchmarks that leaked. The GPU is much faster, 40% higher than before. So now it's faster than the M2 MacBook Air, which is insane. And we just got a brand new benchmark that just leaked, 4,019 points for single core, which is just about as fast as the M4 Max chip. And the multi-core is over 11,000 points, making it actually faster than the fastest 28-core Intel Xeon Mac Pro Tower, which is massive. Now, if you want to dig into more details about the benchmarks and what they all mean, definitely check out that video right there and subscribe above for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.